to school haul.
Back to school haul.
Here's my back to school haul.
10K back to school haul.
Here's back to school haul.
Back to school haul.
$3,000 back to school haul.
Guys, I have a massive
Hey guys, I have a huge
Huge shopping haul because I'm going to college.
Back to school used to be about buying pencils and picking the right notebook. If you were extra fancy, maybe you got yourself a set of gel pens, the glitter ones. If you were one of the 1%, you had an electric sharpener. Watched the peasants sharpen their pencils by the bin. Yours came with a bin. And now that sharpener takes you nowhere.
Back to school haul. First thing I've got was the Van Cleef necklace.
Shopping for school, don't forget to buy bags and shirts and hoodies, shoes. Did we forget something? School supplies, yes. No, now it's about whether your algebra book is getting chauffeured around school in a Balenciaga bag. God forbid a bag that costs less than rent. Now your water bottle is a status symbol. Is that a Pink Parade quencher, H2O flow state tumbler, 40 ounce? Of course you can come sit with us. People die for that bottle. No, they actually do. I found this question on the Stanley Cup storefront. She said, I don't know, I think she wants Pink Parade, like, bad. The consumerism psychosis does not stop at school. No, apparently it follows you your entire educational journey.
You're going to university? Great.
Now, for the small fee of only $20,000, you too can hire Shelley Gates to transform your very temporary dorm into something that came out of Architectural Digest, into a coffee table book cover. And for free, your roommate will make it smell like microwave fish, ramen. It depends, of course, on the level of luxury, you're looking for. From $5,000, there's $20,000, which is, by the way, also the average yearly rent in the US. You could have just rented a...
Do you like it?
Okay, Shelly, what the helly? Do you know what? Shelly does a great job. She does a beautiful job renovating those places, turning them into Palazzo Versace. Everything looks so chandelier. I don't know. It's beautiful, but it's like buying furniture for a cruise, You're gonna be there 7 days. What are you doing? It's like putting cashmere seat covers on a city bus. Or buying bathroom accessories for a porta potty. Like, it's not worth it, for many of us. Or so I thought.
10K back to school haul. I'm always in college high school and I'm using iPad.
If I'm spending anything more than $100 on a backpack, it better be flying me places. Do you know what will be flying you places, though? Merge Cooking, the sponsor for today's video. Relax and unwind anywhere and anytime, yes, without Wi-Fi, with a fun merging puzzle game that challenges your brain. Best part is, it's completely free to play. Refreshing to hear after today, right? As you complete levels, you unlock over 10,000 dishes from world cuisines from Paris to Tokyo. And if you're smart and quick with it, you can merge the right tools and create unique cooking systems. A grill. Wow. And it's so satisfying to see the renovations come into the restaurant. That's my favorite part. This game is made to satisfy perfectionists, bestie, and that's you, a perfectionist. So what are you waiting for? Download Merge Cooking with the link in the description box below, or you can scan the QR code showing on screen right now for some free gifts. Big thanks to Merge Cooking for sponsoring today's video. Woo!
Back to school haul.
Back to school haul.
$3,000 back to school haul.
Every single one of those hauls is more than what a teacher makes in a month. The lowest paid 10% of teachers earn $45,000 a year in the US, which is half a Louis Vuitton backpack. That's not even the full backpack, or 2 Balenciaga backpacks. Nobody's taking their Louis Vuitton backpacks to the lowest 10% paid schools. I hear you. The highest 10%? $100,000 a year, the teachers. That's one full Louis Vuitton backpack a month. A single one of those students' hauls is a monthly wage for a teacher. Imagine a class. That's a teacher's yearly wage spent on companies selling you things that you don't need. And the best part, things you don't even want.
It was never a phase, Mom. You just raised a daughter who's a shopaholic and doesn't know how to save money.
Things that people are buying because it gives them status.
Status in school.
Yes. Okay. If you're not somebody impressionable, you're not gonna buy things because you want people to see you with it. You're gonna buy it because you want it. But there's nothing more impressionable than kids. And now, social status consumerism has seeped into school.
Guys, I have a huge back to school haul.
These kids are buying things they don't genuinely want. Stay with me. I don't care if you want to buy 10 Balenciaga backpacks, okay? You can spend your money however you want. That's your money. If you want to buy a Dior eraser, that's your money. And how you spend it is none of my business. You buy what you want. But it's hilarious when you don't buy what you want what you want others to see you with. Because when a Balenciaga backpack becomes a trend, everyone wants to buy a $10,000 backpack. And it's not because they want it, okay? Sounds ridiculous, but it's happening with every little thing. The National Retail Federation says that families spend on average $860 on back-to-school shopping. $860? I think I had like a $200 budget max. That's a lot. Like, what the hell are you gonna do with $800? This mom gave her kids $750 each to spend. And yet that's a fraction of what we're seeing in those hauls. Those viral hauls that go at $5,000, $10,000.
Why?
I mean, back to school shopping was supposed to be functional. You know, you bought pencils to write, shoes to walk, and backpacks to carry stuff. TikTok has decided that school and uni are the Met Gala, back to school hauls that don't have supplies in them. Girl bought a bathrobe.
A robe.
What are you doing with a bathrobe or a Coach bag for school or a Balenciaga bag? You're not buying supplies. You're buying clout. And if you can't afford clout, then you're in trouble. Interestingly though, they're not flexing. It might look like they are, you know, they're walking in with all these bags, but they're not. According to psychologists, it's more about belonging. So these videos are not, look at me. They're, please don't leave me out. That's sad. Ever heard of Bama Rush? It's a sorority recruitment in the University of Alabama. Apparently, it is one of the most competitive, biggest competitions in the US. The Bama Rush process is essentially this university tradition that has now converted, thanks to social media, social trends, social pressures, into something that implicitly demands financial commitments from you. What does that mean?
So I can't show up in a Primark outfit.
Well, you can. You can,
I just want to remind you that it's not all about your outfit. A lot of things go into being in a sisterhood, but I'm going to give you a little OOTD because that's what I think makes it fun.
You know.
No, bestie, you want to show up in an outfit people are going to think we need you in their sorority. This one girl showed you an example of her outfit of the day. See right here, she's showing you the outfit. She does not mention the prices, but if you break it down, the dress, $1,300, shoes, $700, and the earrings and bracelet alone, all together, the whole thing makes up $15,000. $15,000 for an outfit for school? What is this, Met Gala outfit? No, it's Bama Rush. It's literally putting something together so that you are seen from society, so that you are given value by others. That's what I feel Bama Rush is at this point, implicitly. You're buying outfits, you're buying pieces, putting them together so that you are seen and selected. Like it's some kind of... You don't understand, it's the only way to be seen. Okay, because if you don't have the right bag or the right shoes, the right bracelet, you're invisible. Or worse, okay, worse than invisible, like this kid that got roasted at school for not having a real Stanley Cup.
She said 9, 10 of them all got Stanleys for Christmas, and they made sure to let her know that this is not a real Stanley, that this is fake, and it's not as cool. So she comes home, she's upset, she asks if she can have a real Stanley. Do I think that a 9-year-old needs a Stanley?
Yes, this actually happened at school. This 9-year-old girl cried because her classmates called her fake because she brought a knockoff Stanley. It's literally just water, for f***'s sake.
Breaking news.
Y'all canceled a child. His classmates are just... Her story went viral on TikTok. So children are feeling excluded now. Imagine like your kid coming back home from school crying because somebody roasted them because they didn't have a Stanley Cup. So if you're not following the current trends, you know, you risk being ostracized at school. What's crazy as well is that you've got people that post on social media asking social media if they can or should bring something to school with them or if they'll get mocked for it. Will I get roasted if I bring my knockoff? Who cares? That's the anxiety that it actually does exist, you know? The anxiety of keeping up with ever-changing standards, or keeping up with people's opinions, really, about you. So what you ought to buy, what you don't own, what you should own, all of these are standards set by society. And Jones, an expert, says that these videos online, these holes, are making people feel self-conscious. Standards, by the way, as in what society thinks you should buy, what you should own, what makes you more important if you own, basically. Consumerism that defines you. You are worthy of anyone's attention or not. Do you remember when a generation ago it was Uggs, now it's Stanley Cups? You had Uggs, you were like,
Okay, you're kind of cool.
So materialism is what defines the attention that you are allowed. Materialism is what defines the respect that you are owed. How stupid does that sound to you? Sounds pretty stupid, right? So why does it bother people? Why does it bother us when materialistic people don't give you the attention because you don't bother, twist and bend backwards? What happened to personal identity? Says it's because social media constantly overwhelms them with outside opinions. A kid goes to school with a knockoff Stanley, comes back home devastated because they were made fun of for not having a real Stanley. The kid with the knockoff Stanley initially loved their knockoff Stanley. They were obsessed with it. Well, you loved it initially. That's personal identity, right? But somehow social opinion was stronger. So what do parents do in this case? Like, do you strengthen personal identity or do you just ride the wave? Now, apparently a recent study from bedcredit.org shows that 2 out of 3 parents, that's most parents, by the way, would be willing to go into debt if it meant their kids could socially fit into school. I'm sorry, what do you mean go into debt? Parents are willing to go into debt for their kids to fit into school. Instead of like telling your kid, oh my god, you love that knockoff bottle? No, it's, what are people buying? Is it a $40 water bottle? Okay, we'll buy it for you because I don't want you to be bullied at school for having a different bottle. You're missing the whole issue. The issue is you actually feeling bad about people making fun of your stand. Like me as a kid, I had a completely different mentality as a kid. Right? I'm not blaming the kid though, okay? Because apparently 57% of parents have overspent out of fear of disappointing their children. Disappointing? What do you mean disappointing your children? What expectation was there that you disappointed though? Who set that expectation? Well, it's the expectation set by social media of what kids should have, what is considered cool. Like a branded Stanley Cup, or a recognizable Balenciaga backpack, or a Lululemon leggings. Parents want to go into debt so the kid doesn't feel ostracized. You know, this is student debt in a whole different level. They want the kid to feel insecure. Okay, your eraser's not Dior.
I'll get you Dior, baby.
Don't you think that's a little bit insane? It's on the parents, first of all, not to go into debt because they want to give their kids a Stanley Cup. Okay, I think y'all over the top. Y'all don't need to go into debt for a Stanley Cup. It's not worth it. What kind of kid would let their parents go into debt for a Stanley Cup? First of all, you a demon child for wanting to make your parents overspend. I'm sorry, at least that's how I think. That's how I was brought up. Imagine throwing a fit because like, the kids in school don't make the rules, bitch. You can. You can make the rules. You can decide if that person has the power to roast you for not having a Stanley Cup. That's for you to decide if that hurts you or not.
No, because then they're not gonna think I'm cool.
Okay, and they don't think you're cool. Baby girl, cool is from here, within, okay? It's not what they decide for you. And the parent's job is supposed to make you realize that too, right? Parent's job is supposed to make you that strong individual that is not affected by those materialistic things around you. Affected, not affected, defined. You are not defined by those materialistic things. And that's an important lesson a kid must learn. Right? You're not defined by the materialistic things you own, and you're not gonna go around raising other people's children, okay? Telling them,
Don't bully my kid. You're bad for bullying my kid for not having a Stanley Cup.
it's okay for them to feel like they're superior. That's not something you have control over, okay? What you have control over is yourself. Whether that kid that thinks they're superior because they have a fucking Stanley Cup can bother you or not. We're not talking about 9-year-old Stanley Cup situation. This applies to all things in life. What you do have control over is whether you allow for materialistic things to define you, right? I mean, listen, what's crazy about all this is it's the social comparison of it all, you know? I was checking a lot of videos, a lot of hauls, and then I came across this video.
But first up, I just got this regular black folder
just because I really need to. I like to stay organized. Then I got 2 notebooks. I got a blue one and a black one.
Pencils. And I also got a student planner. If you don't have a planner, you need to get one. Last year, I didn't get a planner and I regretted it. These are the notebooks and folders that I got.
It was just so sad to see a normal family, a normal school hall based on functionality that was so sympathy-inducing. That made me realize that's not sympathy-inducing. That's normal, right? You know, that's what a back-to-school hall looks like. Why is that sympathy-inducing? Where's her bathrobe? Where's her Coach bag and her Balenciaga backpack? You know, where's her 10 pairs of Jordans? Just pencils for school? Just pens and pencils and notebooks? Yeah, we've reached a point where a normal family's school hall is sympathy-inducing.
Back to school hall, but broke.
Keep in mind this is broke college student edition, so don't get your hopes up.
Well, what are your thoughts, guys? Share them down below in the comments. Do you think people are overdoing it? You know, spending a little bit too, $10,000 is a bit much, or not? No? Okay. You got this one lady that got all this from the clearance section of Target, like for 10 pounds. Pounds. What are your thoughts, bestie? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think materialism should define you? No. You wouldn't say yes to that, would you? Do you automatically respect someone more by seeing them have a Cartier bracelet on their arm? Because I personally don't, okay? I don't think it says anything to me. And I'm not trying to be like an ew, oh my god, like I don't see those things, I don't care about. No, I'm just honestly like, I don't see it as a flex in any way or form. I'd rather, I don't know, you have a $10,000 bracelet in your hand, okay? It doesn't stir anything in me, you know? I mean, it's cool, but it's not like, oh my god, let me worship you, you know? Oh my god, I want one too. No, because I don't want one too, you know what I mean? Ooh. Now I'm ooh. Actually, I've been ooh the whole video. Do you notice I was super chill this whole video? Because I'm outside, I have to be human, I have to act with decency. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna throw myself into the sea right now because I think that's the only thing that's gonna rescue me from the heat stroke I'm suffering at the moment. I'm gonna throw myself in the water. Do you wanna see? No, you're not gonna get that. Friendly reminder, summer is over, okay? I'm at the beach though. That is a flex. All right, bye bestie.